One,
Right.
two.
Two,
Hold on. Wait.
wait.
Is it rock, paper, scissors, shoot, or one, two, three, shoot?
We'll do one, two, three, shoot.
Okay. One, two, three. Jesus,
What the hell? Okay, okay,
we're
okay.
like,
All right, ready?
yeah.
One,
One, two,
two.
three, shoot.
Okay. Run it back.
Okay. One, two, three, shoot.
Oh my God, dude.
Okay, yeah, we have to close
Okay.
our eyes. We have to close our
Yeah, we have
eyes.
to close our eyes. We have to close our eyes. Ready?
All right. Ready? One, two, three, shoot.
All right. You get
All
first
right.
pick.
I get first pick. All right. All right. Welcome to another episode of The Switch. This episode is just about us. We're just gonna chit chat. We're gonna talk about stuff that's coming up in Break Konnect, past jams, future jams. Yeah, the shiz, talking about the shiz.
Talking about the shiz. That's what we do, right? That's our bread and butter. It'd be weird if we came on here to talk about like soup recipes. That is not Break Connect related at all. We are an event platform. So we should talk about some events.
Should absolutely talk about some of that.
This is season two. I think we should start off with that. This is season two of the
Yes,
Switch.
season two of the Switch has officially kicked off, and it's kind of cool that we get to do it, just the two of us, tight. And
Dude,
yeah, people should also expect more of these moving forward,
yes.
not necessarily just focused on our guests, even though we appreciate every single one of those people and our future guests as well.
We have a banger future guest coming up to kick off the season, the guest's
Yeah,
version of the season.
yeah,
Don't want to spoil it now. I'd rather it be a surprise, but I'm going to go ahead and say this person has never done a podcast before. That's how I approached it when I reached out to him. So this might be the first ever podcast debut for this guest. And as you know, we asked the hard-hitting questions.
do we?
I tried to. I tried to. Hey, we got some controversies off the podcast before, so we asked something of a good, hard-hitting
We
question, you
did
know.
get controversy. We had to censor. We got censored, guys.
We got censored
Yeah, we got
once, which
censored.
is more than I expected for the first season of the Switch,
Yeah,
actually.
that's when you know. That's when you know like you're moving in the right direction when you get a random ass phone call out the blue and they're like, "The fuck, bro?"
We got a cease and desist within the scene, which is crazy. But hey,
Um,
hopefully more interesting moments like that to come, you know?
yeah, I appreciated it to be honest. I really did appreciate it. It was one of those things. I'm not gonna say names by the way. So if you're like
No,
wondering who
no,
the fuck is it, keep
no.
wondering.
Wondering.
Uh, yeah, it was one of those things where I'm like, you know what, it put a responsibility on me on us that I didn't know we had. So I gotta appreciate those little moments. And to be fair, I did have to dig deep and kind of like, okay, maybe I need to do my research a little bit more, which I did, which prompted me to reach out to other people to kind of like, let's see where this goes and
Hmm.
who's in the right, who's in the wrong. And it was one of those things where I realized, sometimes there is no right or wrong. It's just like different points of view.
That's
And
real.
I was okay with that. I was okay with how things ended. So yeah, but enough about controversy.
Enough about controversy. Let's come into this with updates in mind. Updates number one, Felix got a new camera.
I did get a new camera. I got a new camera and a new seating position. So now you can actually see some art behind me, but you can't really see because of the way the camera is set up. But hold on, maybe if man, am I gonna be like tweaking settings mid-pod? Whatever.
Mid-pod. This is the one to do it
Somehow,
the first. If you do it in the
yeah,
31st of the season, then you're looking a little weird. Like we never figured it out.
that'd be messed up. Yeah, you're right.
This is good.
But
Look at
okay,
that Zapdos artwork in the back. That wasn't there season
right?
one.
You
That
know
was
what's
not
crazy?
there.
I didn't know what this was. Hold on, follow me. Yeah. I didn't know what this was when I bought it. I was at what was the bar? The bar in Old Town, where Sasso would spin.
Uh,
Gold something.
Gold?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. But anyways, it's oh
Before
it's
my
it's
time.
the bar that's next to Lucha Libre.
In Old Town? Oh, I've never been in there, but I've been around there. I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah. You got
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
from that spot?
So there was a guy selling like random pieces of art, and I was there, and I was on this kick where I was buying like things that I just liked, and that was there, and I bought it, brought it home. Somebody was over at my house, and they were like, "Yo, bro, I didn't know you were into like Pokemon." I'm like, "What?"
That is also
Yeah, why do you
so
have a painting
obviously a
of?
Pokemon. That's not even vaguely a Pokemon. That is the most obvious Pokemon I've ever seen in my life.
Hey man, I'm old school Pokemon. I'm Game Boy Color Pokemon. All right,
That
I
was
don't know
on Game
what
Boy
this
Color.
is. Well, okay, then this is before my time of Game Boy Color. I don't know what to tell you.
That was like the legendary that you catch at the very end of the game, bro. What's going on
Yeah,
here?
I never finished Pokemon.
Oh, clearly. Yeah, I could tell. You clearly gave up halfway through. Another update, our audio is better. For those of you that might care about that, our audio should be a lot better than it was season one.
Our
Um,
audio is absolutely better. Oh, come on, Val.
we
There.
can't say the same for our guests. We hope that they come on with proper audio. But sometimes it's real hip hop to not have great audio. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, also, real quick, finally got my. Oh, damn, is it going to show it? All right, hold on. Because I want to show the Rocks Right fucking thing. Finally.
Oh, wait, I saw that. Yo, that's fire. Where did you get that from?
Well, God damn it. There we go. There. That. Finally
That's
framed.
gas, dude. Did Roxrite make that of himself?
No, well, because Red Bull did it for him, and he sent
Oh
me
shit.
a copy.
Oh, Subway didn't make that one.
Subway.
Well, he's a Subway All-Star.
Oh
But
shit! All right, yeah. If
but
he's listening to this,
but not for breaking. Not for breaking. You should ask him
not for
about his
breaking for that full long cookie.
for that. That's the foot-long pretzel, bro. Get it right.
Pretzel.
The sponsorship deal might fall through if you start saying foot-long cookie.
Uh,
What other updates? For us, the pod will remain the same. It'll be fun, interesting, more frequent. And there's a lot of great updates to look forward to for Break Konnect as a whole, though. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah. We got
mean?
some really awesome updates that are I'm gonna, yes, expand on moving forward. But we're finally going to be able to sell tickets very soon on Break Konnect. You'll be able to sell tickets for your event. You'll be able to buy tickets
Hmm.
as a spectator, competitor, what have you. It's going to be a really robust system. You're going to be able to assign tickets to profiles. So if you buy multiple tickets, you can assign them to different profiles. You're going to be able to scan QR codes and get automatically checked in. You'll be able to even buy a ticket without having a profile on Break Konnect, but obviously, like, create a profile.
Preferred. Yeah.
Do the right thing.
Do the right
Um,
thing.
do the right thing. What else? I mean, the whole point of it is for it to be a system that is as robust as Eventbrite, if not more, but doesn't cost the person buying the tickets what Eventbrite charges. Because I looked into what they charge. My goal was to make money off of this, but not rip people off. Anyways, and then the other thing is the app. So those are two new things that are coming this year. Yeah, I'm in the process of designing the app now, and it's going to start being built middle of the year,
Nice. So by December 2025, under your Christmas tree, you'll be able to find
2026.
the Break Connect app. 2026, right? Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Happy New
It's
Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, the app is probably the most exciting thing for a lot of people just because it's like tangible, right? You don't have to go on a browser anymore and you can just,
Yeah.
but most importantly, the payment system, I think a lot of people would benefit from that, especially those that do events very often, aka me. Because
Yeah.
sometimes dealing with the fucking, oh, yo, you got change for a 50. It's like, what are we doing, bro? This gem is
Um,
$15. Where am I gonna get
yeah.
change for a 50?
Well,
Who
the
has
biggest
50s
thing,
anymore?
rich people. Um, what I'm really excited about is the scanning of the QR code feature. Because if you buy a ticket on Break Connect, you get a QR code. Then you'll be able to show that QR code at the event, and if it's once it's scanned, you're checked in. There's no
Boom.
more make sure you're registered and checked in conversation. You just register, you show up, scanned,
Boom, boom,
that's
pow,
it.
pow. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's fire,
If
actually.
you, yeah. So that's kind of like part of the payment system, which I'm excited about.
I think a lot of people see the ease of this and they're like, whoa, why aren't all events doing this? And that's a good question.
I don't
On
know
my
why
end,
people on Break Konnect in general.
I was just about to get into that. On my end, as someone that just finished doing 50 wrapped graphics, probably more than that, to be honest, for people, there's a lot of people that went to 20 events and only three of them had stats. As an event organizer, you know your bracket better than everybody. Plug the names in.
Oh
These people
yeah.
want their credit.
I okay. I get messages from people that hit me up and like, hey, I went to this event and I won. Why isn't that reflected in my stats? And I have to tell them I can't do anything about that because I'm not allowed to actually go into somebody else's event, without their permission and start
Right.
editing things. So I said, listen, you got to talk to the organizer. Like one of the things that Breaking It is about is accountability.
Boom.
Organizers have to be accountable for how they run the event. Judges have to be accountable for how they judge an event. And as a competitor and attendee, you're also being held accountable to hold those people accountable.
We're also held accountable for tech mistakes. Shout out Nick Abat.
Oh, absolutely. Didn't we cover that already?
We did. But it's just funny that that was a pretty major thing for him. Yeah. Shout out Nick Abat, man. What a great talent.
Shout out to Nick Bat. Listen, I will be super accountable for any mistakes that happen on a tech level. Like, yes, hold me accountable, hold me to a higher standard, but also recognize that this is we have what they call a skeleton crew running this platform, and it's not easy. Not making excuses, and mistakes will happen, but who else can say that they can contact the head of a tech company when something goes wrong? For example, I don't know if you were dealing with this today, but apparently Verizon is having outages all over New York and LA and
I'm a
parts of the
T-Mobile
country.
customer.
Lucky motherfucker. Well, I can't call the CEO of Verizon and be like, hey man,
Right, right.
WTF. But you can call Break Connect and give me an earful. And you know what I'll do? I'll listen.
You will.
I will.
You will. He'll carry that with him throughout the week too and be like, damn, I
Yeah,
fucked up. Yeah.
I
That's
will.
what happened with Nick
I
Abat.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It sucks. I'm laughing because luckily nothing's happened in a while, but when it happens, it doesn't feel good. But
Yeah.
you live, you learn. That's kind of how
You
I look
live, you
at it. You
learn. And
live,
we've
you learn.
definitely learned. There's been a lot that happened where we're like, shit, that shouldn't have happened. And thank you to everybody that took a chance on us. Hopefully you continue to do so because the product has only gotten better
Yeah.
over time.
And it's going to continue to get better. And
Oh yeah.
I'm one of the big things I'm really excited about for the app is like I'm going to give it a bit of a refresh, bit of a design upgrade, if you will.
Hmm. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Get ready for some more laurels, baby. This is Laurel City. Laurel, Laurel, Laurel on everything. Profile picture, Laurel. Just touching
Yeah.
those.
It's just so many laurels.
So many laurels, bro.
Call me Caesar
All right. I
because
might have to quit the
Lord.
podcast after that one. No, I
All right.
understood it. I might. You know what? Let's switch into a different gear. Let's get a little bit more fun here. We are an event platform. We do have a bright year ahead. You and I, and the platform have a bright year ahead, but we're only existing because other people decide to put their events on Break Connect.
Yep.
So we thought it would be fun to look ahead into the year and talk about events that we might be looking forward to that hopefully are going to be on Break Connect. And I thought it would be cool to each pick three events that we would be looking forward to. Um, and I kind of have mine ready. And I mean, this is not, we're going to do a draft later for something
Yeah.
different, but that's super fun. This is just
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
like
No, no. I
speculation.
have. Let's go. I have some
All
stuff
right.
down ready.
Okay. I've got my first one, and I think it's the obvious one. It's Enter the Graveyard Volume 2. Elephant Graveyard's coming back with a sequel, with a squeakquel, if you will, and hopefully it lives up to the hype of the first one, which is always hard because sometimes people capture lightning in a bottle and then the second one falls flat. I have a lot of faith that the guys over there in the Bay Area are curating this with the same love and care. And I do think they are because from their workshops to their flyer to the amount of time that they waited, I think it's all very intentional. So that is the first one that I think not just myself, but I think the scene in general is really excited for. And I'll let you take it away for the second one. I don't want to bleed
Okay,
into
I'm
your
not.
list.
This is not my second. So yeah, Enter the Graveyard. Uh, if I can make it this year, that's gonna be the one I want to go to.
Oh, banger.
Obviously,
Yeah.
like my situation is kind of hard for me to travel right now. If I'm able to travel, that's the one I want to go to. Like ahead of everything else. Yeah, I mean, just seeing how much hype there was behind it. You already said it, so I'm not going to say it again because I want to say something else. I want to talk about a jam that I can actually go to. So, unfortunately, for the most part, all my jams are going to be like East Coast based. Actually, for the most part, like New York based. But again, if there was one that I can make it to, it is Elephant Graveyard. Okay, now for me, I'm going to say MZK Anniversary. If they do one this year,
Mhm.
I would love to do that because so far, like every time I've gone, I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It
have a
looks
lot
fun.
of fun at MZK Anniversary. Like anything that Prevail does, um, like kind of, it's good. Yeah. So if MZK Anniversary happens this year, I want to go to there.
All right, here's one that we both went to that didn't happen this past year, but happened the last version happened a couple years ago. Unbreakable. I believe they're coming back with their fifth installment this year based on conversations, and I think they've even put out an announcement saying that it was coming back this year.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, as I went as a competitor, and even though the
I went as a
one,
competitor.
yeah, you made top four that day. Um, the one gripe I had was obviously the stage, but I think Monk knows that. Monk, if you listen to this, everybody's probably told you about the stage. Probably not the
Yeah.
best move, but because Monk has been so present in all of the conversations and collecting feedback, I do believe he'll come back with a banger and the energy of that jam. I mean, the fact that it was a 5v5 and it was like a bunch of East Coast crews and Astro Club is the West Coast crew. Like it was a fun time. We'll definitely come back if the jam comes back. And I don't know, the DMV was a cool place. I'm excited to be back if the jam
Yeah.
returns.
Yeah. Again, second that. I had a great time. Like for me, it was just a lot of fun because it was one of those things where this felt like the ultimate hangout. That's what I love about jams, and that's why, like, when I talk about like MZK Anniversary, like I went this past year, and again, like I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm having a hang, you know. Like there was a point where I was sitting down at one of like the picnic tables outside, and that is reminiscent of what Unbreakable was for me. Just kind of like I just got to walk around. I met new people. I met like the Los Coronas, those three brothers.
That's where you met him.
Yeah, I met them there,
Nice.
and the dad. So that was cool. Like I could, it was, listen, for me, the ultimate jam is always going to be the ultimate hang. Like the dancing, the
Facts.
competition part is always going to be like very important to a lot of people. For me, it's more about like watching, and if I get to get down, cool. Like I think that's what I liked about Unbreakable is that I was a competitor, that somehow I did make it a top four.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like the fact that you, Ryan, Izzy, and Jason, like, like the whole Astro Club, all you guys were there, and I got to see y'all, and we got to like kick it. Yeah. So, okay, yeah, for me as well. Are those the three? Or are we each get three? How does that work?
We each get three. Yeah. So
Okay,
that's
so
my
that was
second.
yours
You want
too.
to piggyback on that for your second?
No, I have my, like I said, listen, everything is based on what was, and for me, one of my favorite jams of 2024 that's coming back this year, Project Mayhem.
They have a cool flyer. I remember
They
that
have a
just from the
very cool
flyer.
flyer. Kev, if you're listening, just letting you know, I'm very. It was. it was a fucking vibe. It was a vibe.
Oh, dude.
Again, I competed on a whim. Like I didn't expect to compete, but I did, and I also made it to top eight.
Mm.
Um, it's like for me, if I make it past prelims, and then if I make it past like top 16, I won. That's it.
Yeah, shit. What
Yeah,
more do you
yeah. I
want, you
mean,
know?
I ciphered, like, hard. I suffered a lot, like danced, competed, like just vibed with people, just kicked it. Like it was really cool. My friend Timo was there. Um, we ended up battling together at one point, which was really, really cool. So yeah, and I think one of my favorite things is when I was doing the prelims, like when I was watching it, like what I love about the New York scene is that
Hmm.
everyone hypes everyone else up. Like there's a closeness that I'm not saying this doesn't exist in San Diego. To be fair, like I experienced some of this in San Diego, but I was also grateful that I can experience it here as well, you know? And when I was doing my prelims and getting down, like people were like, let's go, Oso, let's go, El Oso. And I was like, I'm like, oh shit, they know my name.
You started to get hyped based off like everything that was happening. It was a combination
Yeah.
of ingredients that all kind of.
It was, and like the venue wasn't very big, but it was the kind of packed that you appreciate and like,
Mm, okay.
that really helps set the vibe.
All right. It's kind of hard to follow up off that really personal experience because I my next one is going to be very like I've never been to this jam, but I think I want to go after what I saw. My last one is Ritual Warfare. I really liked the way they advertised through like the scene. They kind of approached it very differently, and I know some people had like these gripes about what breaking should be, but dude, at the end of the day, it got people talking. It got people to the event. And if they can do that with, in my opinion, two breakers that people typically wouldn't want to see on a regular basis, like no offense to Pop and Marcus, but nobody was asking for that exhibition, you know? So the fact that they got people interested, that's a testament to their marketing. So if they
Yeah.
could do that with another pair or just any other form of entertainment for their event, I'm all for it. I honestly wanted to go to it after I saw all the effort they put into it. So I forget who runs that jam, but hopefully they do another one and hopefully it gets
Yeah.
some more
One of the
buzz.
people I know is Pablo Squints. Let me actually,
Oh yeah, Pavlo Squints, that's the guy. I asked you
Pablo
about him
Squints
just the other
and
day.
one other person. Dun, dun, dun. Step one
Pavlo
ski?
Squints. Step one ski?
Yeah, Gustav. Yeah, I think it's Step one ski and Pablo Squints.
Cool.
They're the guys
Shout
that
out to
run it.
them.
Yeah,
Banger
and also
jam.
just like shout out to because like Pablo was like in contact with me about like how he's like advertising it and marketing it. Yeah, the marketing for Ritual Warfare is pretty genius
Hmm.
because there was a point because again like I knew I wasn't gonna go, but I was invested
I was.
in watching it. Like I was
And
invested in the battle. I was invested in like the back and forth. I wanted to go on social media and like look at Pop's stories and then look at
yes.
Marcus's stories just to see what kind of shit they were talking to each other.
It's
It
it's
was
like a
good.
boxing match, you know, like the build-ups, the
Yeah.
press conferences, all that really gets you invested for the actual matchup. And after the battle came out, I was like, the battle was not bad. Like it was good. Like I
Yeah.
maybe wouldn't have clicked on this had I not seen the build-up, but the fact that I did, and then I was like, you know what? Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to Marcus, man. Like shout out to Pop. They both held it down. They both did their thing. And that's how you should be building up exhibition battles because there's not enough that happen to these anyways. So
Yeah. Facts.
that's
And
my
then they did a really
third.
good job with like the post, like having them
Yes.
watch the battle back together. I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, that's actually pretty
That's
genius.
fire, dude. That's fire.
Yeah.
Especially because it looked like at some point you're like, do they maybe have true beef with one another?
Yeah. And then you realize, oh, they don't. And
They worked us.
yeah, they worked us, and that's what we should get worked.
We should
Pause.
get worked.
Um,
Whoa. Whoa. But yeah, that's my third. What is your final?
damn, my third. Okay, is it like that I'm planning to go to that I just want to like? Does it have to be one that I'm going to go to, or can it be one that's just like going to happen? And
It's
yeah,
one that's going to happen that you're just looking forward to. like seeing the videos or whatever comes out of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you already said Elephant Graveyard, and I don't want to kind of piggyback that. I want to give another event some shine. Um, Geez, off the dome. We might. This is the part where we might have to like cut because there's about to be a bit of dead space.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
There's a lot
let
of
me
good
see.
jams out there,
Yeah, there are. Oh,
specifically
okay.
EDM.
Actually, this one's actually happening sooner rather than later. But it's not the Endless Summer Jam, but it's the Endless Styles Festival in Hawaii.
In Hawaii, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. They always have a
they
banger.
they always have a banger. And the thing is, like for me, that's the bucket list one. Like if there's a jam outside of Elephant Graveyard, outside of Entry the Graveyard that I want to go to just to like be in that place,
Hmm.
and then there's also this pop like dope ass jam happening. It's whatever they're calling it, Endless Styles Festival, Endless Summer Jam, whatever they want to call it. I want to be there because every time I see clips and videos of it, it reminds me of Yalta Summer Jam.
Mm. This is the one where they have it by the pool, where they have the battle
Yeah,
next to the pool. That does look really fire. It looks fire on video and just the vibe actually looks really nice.
yeah,
Damn, that's a
it
good
looks
third.
super dope. Um, Shit, you know what? There was another one I wanted to say, but I don't know if it's gonna happen this year.
Yeah, I kind of went with ones that I think are going to be I'm kind of assuming they're confirmed. I know Unbreakable is, and Ritual Warfare I think is coming back too, from what I've heard. Ear to the ground type shit.
Yeah, yeah, there was. I actually have a couple of for our whatchamacallit, our draft. So
Hmm.
I have a question about the draft.
Hmm. Go for it.
We Are these jams that we had to have been at or no?
Not necessarily. The majority of mine are because I feel like when I draft them, I have to give an explanation as to why I drafted them and why they're in my top five of the 2020s. But there's one on there that I didn't go to, but it's kind of like weird because I think it was very, very widely spread to where it feels like I almost was there, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I think you and I have the same one then.
Okay.
I want to
Well,
say
you
I
have,
think you might. Well, the thing is, I want to save it. Like, part of me wants to save it as like an honorable mention because I wasn't there.
okay.
Uh, but uh,
All right. So let's just explain the concept here. We're going to do a draft. Since we are halfway through the decade, halfway through the 2020s, I thought it would be a good idea to look back on the first 5 full years of the 2020s and draft the top five events that we each have on our, in our preference list.
is
However, there are rules.
there? Yes.
First
Go.
rule, we can't have the same event on both of our lists for the sake of like, because we want to put this out to the public and see which of these top five lists do people prefer, right? So we can't have the same one. Also, Felix won the rock, paper, scissors before we started the episode, so he gets first pick. Then after he picks, then it's two picks at a time. So it'll be he gets first pick, I get my first two, then he gets two more, then I get two more, then he gets his final, then I get my final. Final two, and then I get my final.
Question.
Yes.
These events have to have been on Break Konnect.
All of mine were ex this event that I think we're both thinking of. I don't think it was, but I think there's almost an exception behind it if I get the
I
chance
think
to
it
talk.
was. It was on Break Konnect.
Was it? Okay. If it's the one we're
There
both thinking of,
wasn't.
then
Yeah.
it wasn't like
It,
open. Obviously, it wasn't open to compete, right?
no, there wasn't like a registration for battles,
Right,
but
exactly.
the event was still on Break Konnect.
Okay, so then yeah, all of mine are on Break Connect. Are all of yours on
Yeah,
Break Connect? Okay.
I believe so.
Because also you have to remember, Break Connect has only really been around since 2020. So this is celebrating the lifetime.
2021. Like I understand that your
My
event,
event was the first on Break Connect
well,
in
actually,
2020.
my event was the first
Actually,
one.
no. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, just because I'm going off of what's trackable online,
Yeah,
there's a
when I
Break
say
Connect
my
event from
event,
2020.
just so people know, I'm not talking about Game Changer. I'm talking about I did a test event back in
Yeah.
middle of 2020 in June. June? July,
August.
August, goddamn. In August of 2020, I did a random Seven to Smoke just to literally test how the platform runs. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's actually still on Break Konnect somewhere.
All right. Well, it might be actually. Let's get the
Oh, it
draft
is.
started, man. But yeah,
All
so those
right.
are the rules. We can't duplicate. You got to give an explanation as to why it's on your top five list. And as I said, Felix won the rock, paper, scissors. So Felix gets the first overall pick in the top five events of the 2020s draft. Felix, take it away.
Dun 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 dun. Da-da, da-da, da, 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 da,
Da-da-dun,
da.
da-da-dun. Okay, nice.
Da-da-da. All right. So for me, the number one pick, I think you and I are literally thinking this, and neither of us were there.
Hmm.
Film Cipher.
Oh, shoot. Okay. That you did take one off my list, but it's not the event that I'm thinking of.
Oh,
But you
oh,
did take
interesting.
one off my list. I have to cross it off now. That's a good first pick. You want to explain? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you want to explain the
Yeah, I
reasoning?
want to explain. I've never been more glued to my phone in like an evening than I was when Film Cyber was happening and I was home.
Dude,
Uh, it was one of the most painful things ever because, well, obviously I wasn't
right,
there,
right.
but man, oh man, was I there. I was living vicariously through every single person that I follow on social media. Well, not literally, but more or less, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you couldn't escape it. And I didn't want to escape it. I wanted to be in it and just to experience it and watch and just see the joys that everyone was having was pretty effing dope.
dude. Not just that, it's kind of like the story behind the jam too, because Film Cypher has been around just shooting film photos at these jams. And it's like, oh, like you don't immediately think like, oh, we need a film cipher anniversary, right? But the fact that they chose to make one and then it was
Hmm.
like a curated experience where competitions weren't at the forefront. It was like crew focused, cipher focused, even on like based on the video, because I was also glued to my phone seeing all the updates. I was like, damn, dude, like it just looks like how I thought a film cipher event would look. Like the way that everything was laid out. Uh, Shout out to their team. I've been a fan of Kenichi and his partner's work for a really long time. I know
Yeah.
his name, but I just blanked on it. So it's cool to see that they wanted to give back to the scene after already giving back to the scene in so many ways. And I was gonna put that as part of my other list, but I don't, since that was a 5-year anniversary, I don't think they're gonna do one this year. So
Yeah,
it
that's
was on
that's
my top
also kind
five
of
list.
like why I didn't say it before because I'm like I don't think that they're gonna do it again. But man, if there was ever a jam that I had like FOMO on, that's that one is like at the top, just like peak.
All right, that's a good way to kick off the draft. You took one off my list, so I'm going to have to pivot to one of my others, but you didn't take my first overall pick. So my first overall pick is Enter the Graveyard,
Oh
for
yeah,
obvious reasons, right?
obvious
Like
reasons.
that jam took that jam accomplished three different things. It took the world by surprise, the scene by surprise, because a lot of big names were there. Not the big names that you imagined were at the very end of the bracket, but the energy, the vibe, the merch, the flyer, all of it was so dope and so well thought out. Two, the videos, like all the footage that came out looks really good. There's jams that can be good, and then you look at the footage and you're like, oof, like this is one of those like I had to be there to really see the battles. No,
Hmm.
the footage looks amazing. And on top of that, Elephant Graveyard, that is a crew that I've vocally been very supportive of, and I think they're one of the newest, realest crews. So to see what their vision for an event looks like come to life, and really, I hate to say this, but I think they're putting the West Coast on the map in regards to crews. Because when I think of like important big name crews. All the ones I'm thinking of are like East Coast. So
Yeah.
for us to have one back in the West is really exciting and it's really dope. And yeah, that jam was probably the best jam since the Pandy. And I hope that their second one lives up to that. But even if it doesn't, that first one was lightning in a bottle for sure.
Yeah. No, facts. Totally get it.
Um, my second one, this is the one that I'm going to say was like a
Wait,
little
you're
bit.
going, doesn't, isn't it back
So
and
you
forth?
you get first, then I get first and second, then you get second and third, then I get
Oh,
third and
got it.
fourth, then
So
yeah.
obviously I don't play fantasy football.
This isn't even fantasy football. This is just like social media. Like this is how it's done on social media. I'll send you an
Got it.
example later.
Obviously I don't play whatever the hell we're
Social
playing.
media. Okay, so my second one, and we'll talk about the validity of the pick. I'm gonna say Lords of the Floor. Lords of the Floor was a jam that I don't think anybody particularly was asking for avidly, but it was nice to see talents that I don't think I'll see again for a very long time compete in a curated bracket. They did that whole like we brought back the original floor thing. The production value was really good. I wasn't there, but it felt like I was there because I saw the live stream and they had like a very high profile, like, documentation of it all. And yeah, like there's honestly a really strong chance that you'll never see a lot of those duos battle again. Like Physics and, Hong Tan, you think they're coming back to do a 2v2? That might have been it. You know what I mean? And there was a couple
Yeah.
other names, some controversial, some not. But there's people on there that you might not see break again. So from a viewer's perspective, I liked that. I like that they brought it back. Red Bull kind of got a good one off of that. So that's my
Yeah.
second.
Okay. Okay. So I have two, right? I have two and three
Yeah,
for
yeah, you
me.
get two and three. Yeah.
All right. Trying to make sure I mean I have a lot that I okay. So smoked in Ohio
Which one? Because I also have like jams that have had multiple editions on my list. Which one are you
this
specifically
past year,
referring to? Okay.
2025.
The
That's
last
when I
one, the
went.
final one.
Yeah, the last and final one. Man, where do I even start? Let's see.
Shout
First,
out
it
to
was
Caleb
my
V. Nice, man. That's the guy.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Be Nice. Yo, funniest thing, I met him and Tito as his partner. I don't want to be fucking up his name.
Tito.
Hold on. It's like with a T something.
Tino?
Tino?
Tito?
Hold on. I know how to do this. We might have to edit this part out because I don't want to be like
That's
disrespecting.
fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, Tito.
Is that the guy that
I
does
was right.
smoked with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met Tito and Vince, V Nice. His name's not even Vince. Is it Vince?
No, it's Caleb.
No, it's Caleb, right. I met Tito and Caleb, Tito and V Nice in it was a royalty. It was a jam royalty collective. Uh like one of the first jams I went to when I was like back living in New York was thrown by Prevail, One Society, and Baby Girl. And it was like whatchamacallit, Bonnie and Clyde jam.
Hmm.
And again, I was there. They were using Break Konnect, and I was there just kind of like have fun. Also, really fun jam, BT Dubs. Um, and I was telling like, "Yo, you guys should use Break Konnect for Smoked in Ohio." And they were like, "Yeah, should we?" I'm like, "Yeah, you should." I'm also pretty lit, and you know how I get. I get extra
Yeah.
Felix.
Yes.
Um, and lo and behold, they hit me up. They're like, "Yeah, we want to use it." They used it for their event. Then they kept using it, and then. So that was just kind of like nice, the fact that that was happening. Like that made me feel good. But that's like the last thing, honestly. There's so many things above that point that made this jam so much fun for me. First, it was like my first guys trip with like people, friends that I made in New York. You
Oh,
know,
nice.
people that we got together, we got a place, we all went to Ohio, we all partaked in herbal activities and just had like mad fun. We went to the
Yeah.
pre-party, and I ended up making it to the top eight for the like the up down. Was it top eight or top 16 for like the
Top
up
to
down
bottom.
battle?
Hmm.
Which I was like surprised by. I got a huge shout out. They were like, this is the guy that did Break Konnect, and everyone was like, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit feels fucking good. So yeah, like it just felt like a party the whole time. It felt fun. It felt exciting. I was like happy to be there, so happy to be there. And then on top of that, they never bothered me for any technical anything. Like I didn't need to exist. I just I just got to be an attendee,
That's fire.
period. And I'm so happy that I got to experience that jam as a pure person that just got to be there as a spectator, as a competitor, as a dancer. Like that was my capacity at that jam. That's it.
Dude.
Like, yeah, I had a lot of really fun conversations. Like I met like the homies from Florida. They came up, so I got to kick it with them. So yeah, man, for me that like event will hold a special place in my heart for a very long time.
I agree. That would have been on my honorable mentions list, not last year, but the year before that. What I think is really cool about Smoked in Ohio is that they put Ohio on the map. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
there's no reason for anybody else to really be traveling out there besides that jam. Also, V Nice has been doing it for 8 years or whatever. I forgot what number he ended on, but I think it was eight. And I think that's really fire because like you don't, it's hard to even see one jam get three versions, let alone eight or nine or whatever.
Yeah.
And the last thing I will say, he was traveling out to other people's events to advertise through word of mouth, which
Yeah.
not a lot of people do these days. And he's a very likable guy. He's a great breaker. And he's someone that I think has all the right intentions for the breaking scene. So to see his event like be born and then peacefully be laid to rest, you get that full experience of Smoked in Ohio. And I think everybody can say they've been to at least one. And I
I
didn't
hope
have any
so.
problems when I went. So shout out to Caleb, man. Be nice.
Yeah. Yo, that yeah, that was like one of my it's I know we're talking about like 2020 to 2026, but I think in general that was one of my favorite jams I've ever been to, period.
Yeah, it's a fire jam. Fire
Yeah.
jam. What's your
Okay.
third pick?
Number three. Oh man, we're getting down there, huh?
Yeah.
Uh, I hope we get to do honorable mentions after this because I really feel like I just need to just give shout outs to certain jams.
Depending on what you say, I'll see if I'll still have any left for my honorable mentions.
Okay. Um, Temple Rock 2022.
Ah, okay. I didn't have
So
this
you're
set.
gonna there's gonna be a consistent theme here where again it felt like just like the ultimate hang for me. Again, this is one of the first events that used Break Konnect.
Hmm.
Again, 2022, really early stages of Break Konnect. We didn't even have the judging system yet. It was just registration. But it was really fun because, on that level, like the registration part, everything went really smoothly. I
Hmm.
got to do a lot of dancing. I danced in the footwork battle, and out of like 60 something competitors, I made it to top eight, which
Hell yeah.
was like, whoa, no way. Again, I already won. I won basically. Yeah, just like a really, really fun time. Got to like talk to a lot of people there, made a lot of friends, and yeah, it was it 2021 or 20? It was 2021. Sorry, Temple Rock 2021, not 2022. But regardless, fun ass time. And like in Florida, I got to see my folks. I got to see like my friend Gus who lives in Miami. So I got to experience like Florida on a personal level and then really have a good time on a b-boy level.
What's fire? Dude, solid picks. Solid picks so far. Um, I'm gonna hit you with a good one. My third pick. Dun, 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 dun. Vans in the Circle, the first one.
Ooh, well, all right. I'll let that slide.
So yeah, that very technically they used Break Connect, but it was
No, they
very
didn't.
technically.
Oh, I guess they did.
Yeah, they did, but they,
The first one, but no, not the first one.
it was the first one.
No.
It was on there.
No,
But they
not the
didn't
first
use
one.
it for anything. They didn't use it to register whatever because they wanted to have
Well,
their own
that's fine, but
registration
the
list.
first one wasn't on it. The second one, I think, was the second or third one, but not the first one.
Are you sure?
The first one, the one that was free for everyone, and everyone was just like, and it was just like a party.
Yeah. That one was
Yeah,
not
no,
on?
that was not on it.
Well, 2021?
Yeah,
Or was it
2021, it was not
2022?
on it.
Hmm. I thought it was, but they just didn't use it. Um,
No, no. If you look up Vans, 2023, that's when it was on it. So the first one, definitely
2023.
not on it. But I will say that I went to that jam and I had a lot of fun.
That jam was fire. I still advocate for that version of the jam because that was
Yeah.
peak outdoors. It was new, but it wasn't new like Vans just slapped their name on a random jam. It was like, yo,
No,
there's
they
like
cared.
banners of yeah, there's banners of like Nico and Bowsy. They had a whole like inflatable shoe that you had to walk through to get into the jam. Free Raising Canes, free jam. They had Squadron up in there. They had Vicious by Nature. They had like Cruise in there. It was
Real
just
floors for you to get down on, so you're not like
real
fucking like scraping your knees
floors.
on concrete.
Dude,
Yeah, no,
yes.
that jam was fire. That jam was a lot of fun. That was
Dude.
a lot of fun.
And this goes back to what I was mentioning about the EG Volume 2 jams. Some jams do not capture what they captured for their first edition. That is one of those jams.
Well,
I've been very vocal about it. I think Vans in the Circle went down in quality for year 2 and 3. But that's only because you hit a 10 on your first swing. You were batting 1,000. So it's hard to maintain that. And
yeah.
I think there was other things out of their control, but that's neither here nor there. That first Vans in the Circle was a home run.
No,
Um,
they killed it.
it did.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. My fourth one, Up and Comer Volume 5. So that was the last Up and Comer that happened ever. Uh,
Mm,
Obviously, I had a different experience because I organized it, but it felt like a proper accumulation of everything that I wanted it to be. And a lot of people traveled out for that jam. Like Rock Lobster came out, the Rising or the White Lotus guys came out. The like we had Elephant Graveyard in there. We had a lot of people travel out for this jam because of things that they had heard, and it felt like, my journey to put this event on the map had finally reached its peak. And the battles itself were fire. The vibe was really good. I can't, I am obviously biased, but I can't think of another jam that year that really captured all of that essence. This was 2023. So this was one of those ones that I think gave people the confidence to believe in Force of July. But yeah, so it was a great event for me that year. Not top three all time 2020s for me, but definitely number four.
mm.
I think you missed that one.
Yeah. No, I definitely. Wait, which one did you say again?
That was the last up and comer.
I haven't been to an up and comer in a while.
Yeah, well, that's when they stopped 2023. So you had to have been to the one that happened in 2021, which was in the
I,
warehouse.
yeah, I believe I was there.
Pretty sure you were there. Yeah.
No, I was in Philadelphia.
Oh, right, because it's the same. Yeah, yeah. So the last one you went to was the first one that I put on Break Konnect. Damn,
Wow.
it's all good. All right, so this would be your fourth and fifth pick.
Okay, so what is it? I've done Film Cipher, I've done Smoked in Ohio, and I've done
Yeah.
Tupelo Rock. Um, damn. I have three that I wanted to like touch on, but man, I really hope we do get like a fucking
We can
honorable
each say
mention.
one honorable mention, yeah,
Okay.
because
Um,
I still got my final pick.
okay, actually, game changer.
That's gonna
Obviously,
be an honor.
no, no, it's not gonna be on. Like I thought it was gonna be, but like then I thought about like, okay. So obviously, this is a jam that I threw. It's my first jam that I've ever thrown. So there was a lot of pressure on myself to make it not even amazing. I just didn't want it to suck. I didn't want it to suck. I
Hmm.
didn't want things to go wrong. So honestly, for me, the reason I put that at number four is because remember when we were driving home and I was like, whoa, is that what this feels like? Is that what this feeling is? That euphoria, that everything you're just like decompressing on that drive home where your body just finally just rests.
I do
That
remember that.
feeling is pretty sweet. And I've never
It is.
experienced it before. So maybe I didn't experience the jam from what I normally like to experience, like from the normal point of view of being there and just vibing and enjoying the time.
Hmm.
But the feeling of having like all this pressure, all this, like stress, making sure everything is running smoothly, making sure that everyone is taken care of, like being so thankful for the team that you had working with you and all this stuff, and just like, fuck, I hope nothing goes wrong. And then just driving home being like, damn, yo, we did that. And just
Yeah.
breathing, like you feel like this, like you feel your body just go from to,
No, that's facts. That's the experience. That's the high that you chase, you know?
yeah, I understand why
That
people do heroin now. Um,
that was actually on my honorable mentions list. So I'm glad you brought it up because I was gonna bring it up eventually if you didn't.
Tight. Okay, so for number five, it's like honestly, it's like between three jams for me. I mean,
Okay.
it's
Well,
between
we'll
four
have
jams.
honorable mentions.
Okay, so I have to say this jam just because this is also the jam that I mentioned that I'm looking forward to in 2026. I'm looking forward to in 2026 because I had such a good time in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Project Mayhem.
Project Mayhem.
Yeah. Um, I can't talk about how I'm looking forward to this jam and not have it on my draft.
That's fair. That's really fair.
Yeah.
Damn.
So again, shout out to just Kev. Like he again, somebody that reached out to me, wanted to learn more about Break Konnect, how to utilize it, and just like one of those things where again, I just got to show up. I just got to show up and exist. And I think, listen, I don't want people hearing this thinking like, oh, I can't ask Felix for help while he's at the jam. Please do. I would rather you feel that you can ask me and everything runs well. And, this is one of those things where both things can be true. I will have a great time if you don't. And if you do, that's also okay. For me, I have a great time, not because like, great, nobody's bothering me, but I have a
Hmm.
great time because everything is running smooth. And the person that's running it knows what they're doing. I'm there as a backup, but I'm like, oh, I don't even need to be here. So it was just one of those things where again, like the vibe was right, the cipher was right. Like I was like looking forward to getting down. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to like jump in the circle, shit like that. So yeah, just want to give a shout out to
That's a
Project
strong
Mayhem.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Well, dang. Because the ones that I mentioned on my list that I'm looking forward to, they didn't all make the cut here. And I'm gonna stand behind that actually, because my last one is 4th of July, the last one that just happened. I think we're perfecting the formula every year a little bit better. And there isn't a jam that I think has captured the summer essence truly, like in summer, because I know that February has the Hawaii jam, but Hawaii almost feels like an alternate universe. Like they're always in
Yeah.
summer for some reason.
It's
But
endless summer.
it's endless summer. Hey, it lives up to the name. But for 4th of July, it's one of those jams where it's creating an energy that feels like vacation, I think, to a lot of people. And
Yeah.
the battles are good. The production level is pretty high, and we've continued to exceed our numbers every year. And even just when you take photos at that park, I mean, which is such a random thing to use to justify my criteria, but when you take photos of the park, it's like, damn, dude, all the blues are the perfect hue of blue, palm trees in the background, smiling faces, the sun's coming down.
No.
Um,
I've been, and it's a good time. Like it's a really good time. The forces like you get,
It's
you should get your flowers, man. Like it's a badass jam. Like you guys
it's
do a really good job
free
putting that together, and it's free unless you want to battle.
unless you want to battle. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you know,
but still, like just to be there, just to get to exist, which is dope. So
this is the
that's
jam
solid.
that if you're a breaker that has a girlfriend that doesn't break, bring her to this jam.
Oh yeah, this she gets to like kick it, you know?
Gets to kick. There's a
Right?
farmer's market going on when we first start the jam, and you can get food there. You can just have fun in the sun, bring a picnic blanket, watch the battles from the hill. It's a fun time, man. And we've done three of them, and we're about to be
Yeah.
on the fourth one. So that was my five. I'm gonna put your five on the screen. We're gonna have people pick what they think was the best overall list. I think we've got some strong
Ooh.
contenders here. But I think we
Ooh.
should also get into honorable mentions.
Yes. Okay. I have a couple honorable mentions I just need to
I
get
have
through because
one. I have one.
wow, you have one. I have more than one.
Well, because I had a Game Changer as my second honorable mention, but you already mentioned it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to say
So
your one
should
or should I say
I'll
mine?
I'll
Let me
say
say
my
mine.
one. I'm gonna
Okay.
say Floor Gang's anniversary, not this year, not the year before, but the year before that. So
Mm,
2023, I think, Floor Gang's anniversary was really fun. And it was again one of those like flash in a pan type of jams where I think that was the first time they used that venue. A lot of people came out to that, a lot of like big name crews in the West Coast. And I think like they had the Topo Chico sponsorship. It was just a fun event. Felt like one big hang. The production was great. The advertising, the advertising almost like undersold how fun the event would be. And I know Profo did put a lot of effort into advertising that jam. So that's saying a lot because the jam was super fun. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there. Had any of the other five jams that I listed not existed, it would have been on my list.
yeah. Give me one sec. I just want to make sure Socks is okay because he's Socks, come here, buddy. Come, come, come. Man, he wants to go outside. I know we're almost done, so I'm kind of like, okay,
Yeah,
he's like,
we're almost there. We're almost there.
all right. So my honorable mentions, I have a couple. Okay, so actually, I think I have like three. I have four. I have four honorable mentions just because, like,
Damn.
well, actually, like I have five. I have five honorable mentions.
He had a whole second list.
I did have a whole second list. God damn. All right. So first, I'm gonna say freestyle session 2021 because A, that was the first
Pretty
time that
good.
they used Break Konnect, and I got to go and I got to just like experience being on the other side of a big event, rather than being just showing up. And that was actually really cool. I mean, it was very stressful, but it was a lot of fun. It was I have a lot more respect for someone like Cross that puts this event together every year. And that really kind of made me see like, wow, there's a lot of moving parts that are happening really,
Yeah.
really fast. Um, so just being a part of that felt super dope. And like, obviously like the level and just like the jam itself was fire. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so that's one honorable mention. MZK anniversary 2023. Again, it's an honorable mention just because like when I went, I didn't have the ability to really like dance,
Yeah.
because I had like that no surgery thing. But just kind of like seeing, like I think the venue was super dope. It was in Bushwick. The environment, the battles, like it was like everyone was super hungry. They had like an outdoor area. That's also where I actually got to chop it up with V Nice and Tito for the first time. This is
I see.
or the second time, first or second time. I think it was actually the second time. But yeah, that was super dope. And okay, dun dun. And then Street Masters. Street Masters NYC Jam in 2024. This was really, really cool. Like this was a fucking raw jam experience. I mean, like this was in the summertime. There wasn't any air conditioning. We were packed. It was just like everyone was in there. You were sweating. You were, like it wasn't packed to the point where you couldn't move around, but because there wasn't like any ventilation or AC, you just got like, it was hot, summer, but it
Hmm.
was fun. It was really, really fun. Like it was a vibe. I had a badass time. I mean, they had it like this past year was also really good, but that one will hold a special like I just like a really vivid memory of being like, yo, this kind of reminds me of like the early 2000s.
That's high praise.
Yeah, I'll stop there. I think that's good.
That's a solid list. I think we both had really solid lists. It's up to the folks watching this whenever they watch it to determine who had the better list. Or would you combine the two? You let us know in the comments below. But man, that was fun. I think the next time we do this, we should draft flyers with
Mm.
visual aid, the top five
Yeah.
flyers on Break Connect.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. We should do these yeah, hell yeah. And then the viewer, you, the people, let us know your thoughts, you know?
what do you want to see us do? We'll draft anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'll
Maybe
I'll
not
draft the
anything.
building. I'll learn CAD because it's an architecture joke.
I understood it. I understood it. I'll draft the building. Uh, man, what a time. Well, next time that people see us, we will be joined by a guest.
Yep.
Not just any guest, a
A special
squadron
guest.
guest. Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, who could it
We'll,
be? It's not who
we'll
you
leave it.
think,
It's not who you
unless it
think.
is. Because
I
that's
mean,
if it is who you think, that's a really good guess.
that's a really great guess because, yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see in a couple weeks. Am I right?
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
All right.
Hi.
Well,
Yeah.
whoa. Before we go, I just want to shout out a couple events still happening in the month of January. We've got, and I'm going to read them off the screen because
Yeah. Yeah.
there's, you know what I mean? There's plenty to go around here.
Oh yeah,
So
we
up
got it.
first, yeah. So we are filming this on the 14th of January, so I will not name any events that are previous. We've got the Collective Volume 3 happening this weekend in New York. By the
I'll
time
be
you
there.
hear this, that might not be up on Break Connect anymore. But
Yeah.
Abyss of Styles Jam in El Paso, Texas. Then next weekend, we have Out for Fame World Finals happening in Koto City, Tokyo, Japan, which is really exciting, actually. And then to end the year with the final two events, we have Full Force 31-year anniversary jam celebrating blood, sweat, and years. I will be on the mic at that jam. That's a good one. It's going to be a crew versus crew, so keep your eyes peeled for some crazy footage. Then we will also have a Dynasty of Dance 1v1 breaking battle happening in Orlando, Florida. So, if any of those jams interest you, you can learn a lot more through all of the details through each of their pages on breakkonnect.com.
Connect with a
And
K.
yeah, with a K, Break Connect with a K. And if you would like to see your event on Break Connect, and be shouted out in future videos, podcasts, wherever we pop up. Put it on Break Connect.
Yeah.
You want
You
shout outs, it's gotta be on Break Connect.
gotta be on Break Connect. And you don't have to hit us up. You can just do it yourself. It's really
Yeah, do it
easy.
yourself. It's
Hi.
super easy.
Peace, peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back. Peace, peace.
Hi, I'm Felix, founder of Break Konnect, and this is Socks. If you like what Break Konnect does for the community, consider joining the Patreon. If you're already a Patreon subscriber, thank you. You're supporting events on Break Konnect, you're supporting me, and most importantly of all, you're supporting Socks. Thank you.